We're getting closer to more Doomsday stuff, man. Now the hype train begins. Apparently, there's going to be a trailer that drops before Avatar, which would make a lot of sense, all things considered. That movie's probably going to be the biggest movie of the year. And why not show what could potentially be the biggest movie of next year right before it? Little trailer. So there's some details about it, about the trailer itself, and we'll get into that. Speaking of Marvel and Avengers and all that, is Black Panther going to be in it? And if so, what version of Black Panther we're going to get? Are we recasting T'Challa? And is Damson Idris indeed going to be Black Panther? There's a rumor that the Kang variant is that the Young Avengers were going to fight him in the Kang Dynasty. There's a lot of stuff. The way that this headline is, I can't even tell you what it is until we read it, because I don't understand any of it, to be completely honest. Famke Janssen, who I interviewed recently, I asked her about Avengers Doomsday stuff, but this particular soundbite from her about another interview about not being asked to come back for Doomsday. Do we believe it? Not believe it? There's a lot to talk about on the show today with myself, Chris Carr, Winston A. Marshall, who will be here eventually, but it's myself and Chris Carr on Capes and Cows, Kristian Harloff Show. Let's get into it, everybody. Here we go. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday, Capes and Cows. Happy Halloween to everybody. I've got the normal blue in the background, but actually spooking it up, Chris Carr. Look at that.
Making it very spooky. I got skeletons on my shirt. We got the red light on.
Yeah,
trying to make it moody here.
I think it's working. I think it's
Thank
working
you.
very much so.
Thank you so much.
You and I were just talking about, we both saw In Your Dreams.
So good.
I mean, Netflix is just playing at a different level right now. I think they have surpassed Pixar right now as the better animation studio.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they said the best stuff when I got to go to Netflix headquarters and watch that sneak peek. They talked about how, like, their animation, they're not doing, house style animation like Pixar or Disney does. They want it to be whatever the creative team needs to best tell their story. Right. They want to just make everything so individualistic. I love it. They're killing it.
They're killing it. It's like they've got the right team, and part of the team is who they're hiring to create. And we were just kind of raving about Alex Wu, who directed and wrote and did all this. And I was lucky enough to have a conversation with him in person. I'm going to air that probably on the day that it releases, which is mid-November. Next week, I got an interview coming out on Wednesday with Famke Janssen. People, it's funny because I didn't, up until the interview, I was calling her Famke Janssen, or Famke Janssen, which is wrong. And she nicely told me it's pronounced Famke Janssen. And it's exactly what I did. I interviewed, she was cool as hell, man. Really, really good chat. I can lend some insight into our story today about the Doomsday thing, because I also asked her about it. I asked her about it, but it was like I had already known that people were asking her about it, and I could tell she's kind of over it. So I didn't really dive too deep into it. But I said, and I basically said, I got to ask you because my audience would be mad at me if I didn't ask you. And I asked about Doomsday, and I'll when we get into that story, I'll do just that. So let's start with this Doomsday stuff. Yeah, because there is a trailer coming, I think, right? But it makes sense that it would debut before Avatar, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, why wouldn't it? It would be that'd be stupid for them not to do that. So here is the story here for Avengers Doomsday. Here's a trailer description. It reveals a big Dr. Doom twist. Downey went full Universal monster. So I would also say that, depending on how accurate this is, if you don't really want to know anything, you probably want to tune out from this. A possible description for the Avengers Doomsday trailer expected to play in front of Avatar has been revealed. It both reveals what we'll see and an interesting Dr. Doom twist. Avengers Doomsday doesn't arrive in theaters until next December, but the movie's first trailer could be with us before the year is over. Film Thread is the latest to claim it will play in front of Avatar. The YouTube channel even has a possible description. He said, "Why would we advise taking this with a pinch of salt?" They share details on what we'll see in the teaser, a big Dr. Doom twist, and a hint that Downey Jr.'s take on the villain will be unlike anything we expected, in a good way. He said the person who saw it said it's not finished, but this person was surprised by the amount of footage they showed of Doom in action. It's not a teaser trailer. Chris Gorey said you're gonna get not just a glimpse of Doom, you're gonna see Doom. The way the character was described in terms of Downey's interpretation is a classic universal monster like the Phantom of the Opera. It's a tragic figure, broken figure, part of his armor. Doom must have the armor because he has a broken body, scarred. He went full universal monster with the interpretation. He needs the suit to actually function. Sounds kind of like a Darth Vader situation. Despite arguing that showing so much of Doom was a desperate move, we argue that it's a smart way to get fans and regular moviegoers like used to the idea of character and his Downey's interpretation. The host added, I do think, based on what I heard, fans will be excited. Interesting, the Hot Mike's host, Jeff Schneider, and John Roca added to this, comparing Doom to Vader. Well, there you go. And suggesting he will be a tragic figure, having lost his planet and the woman he loved. So we could be looking at a Dr. Doom, horribly scarred when his world is destroyed, not part of a science experiment to save him from mother hell. Does this mean Victor no longer blames Reed Richards for the accident that disfigured him? And will this Doom have a history with the Fantastic Four? That remains to be seen. Regardless, a monstrous, tragic Doom is largely in line with the comics and suggests that Downey is setting out to create a complex version of this character that challenges him as an actor. He was a great Tony Stark, but coming back off the Oscar of Oppenheimer, we could be in store for something really special from him here. Okay, so that being said, Chris Carr, this kind of, I think, does line up with what we were saying. He's got to be pissed off, damaged, and looking for some shit, right? Because his planet got blown up.
Exactly. I love this whole universal monster take on it too, because there's been so many interpretations of what Doom actually looks like. You know, Jack Kirby himself had talked about how Doom basically just overreacted to his own scarring because he was such a perfectionist that the smallest disfigurement made him just lose his mind. Whereas other interpretations, he doesn't even have a nose. You know, he's just kind of more ghoul from Fallout. And I think that's the version we're getting here. And that makes more sense for why he would be, you know, so angry, so mad at the world, and also hiding his face and everything. My only concern is, now are we going to lose that beautiful moment we've all been hoping for and kind of theorizing would happen of eventually Peter Parker seeing, you know, his surrogate papa's face,
right?
If he's too disfigured.
So
yeah,
but I would sacrifice that though. I'd sacrifice that moment, and I'd rather have him be disfigured. And I've been saying this forever, and I stick by it even more now. I think you get 80% of him, maybe 85% of him in the mask, with 15% of him not, because especially for the first movie. For the first movie, you really want to establish this dominant, powerful, scary image. And
absolutely.
By putting him out there right away with his face, and if it's not scarred, you're going to ask people to do too much of the, well, that's Stark. You don't have that problem yet. If you just have him in the outfit, you know?
Yeah. Oh, completely agree. No one's going to have to suspend their disbelief
and
go, oh no, that's Iron Man with different facial hair.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's not a lot of detail in this, which I like, as far as, spoilers of the trailer description. It's not necessarily a trailer description as much of it's the kind of emotion we're going to see, the kind of image of Doom we're going to see. It's got to be menacing. It's got to be powerful. And it looks like it's a little longer. And the idea that they're putting in right before Avengers or Avatar rather is a very smart idea, because the movie's going to do so well.
Oh, absolutely. It would be so ridiculous to not put it in front of that movie. They'd just be leaving money on the floor, because so many people are going to go see that. And, you know, I know most people nowadays do watch their trailers just online when they drop. But again, for your average movie going audience, you're going to get such a pop in theater. You're going to get people talking about it. It should be fun.
Well, let's see what Winston A. Marshall has to think about this particular trailer. There he is. Winston, did you read the description? Did you hear about it? What do you think?
Oh, there was a secondary email. I did not. My microphone's all the way over here. There's a secondary email. I did not. Let me speed read. Let's see.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that. That'll take too long. So it's all right. We'll get you on the next story.
Okay, that's fine.
So what we will do as we wait for Winston, we're going to tell you guys real quick about our good friends over at Final Ridge, and listen, I know that Ridge, I know you guys, a bunch of you have already been getting them. Very smart. Very smart. And Cash App, tell you about both of them. Here we go. Oh, I love talking to you guys about Ridge wallets. I mean, I've talked to you about Ridge wallets before, and if you haven't heard it, well, I'm going to tell you again because they're awesome. They're so good. I used to have that big clunky wallet. Now it's a lot easier. Everything just fits together. Who wants that big, giant, crusty leather brick falling apart? It stinks. What's great about these is that they're unique, they're slim, it's got a modern design that holds up to 12 cards plus cash. For me, I've got the New York Giants one. Yeah, tough season, but hey, got a good quarterback. And it just looks cool. There's over 50 plus colors and there's styles to choose from. Like I said, I got the Giants one. It's great. It's got over 100,000 five-star reviews. You know, the other thing is when you lose your wallet, it's like Panic City. But the good news, with the Ridge AirTag attachment, you'll always know exactly where it is before the panic mode kicks in. No matter what your pick is, Ridge has free shipping, 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. So for a limited time only, our listeners will get 10% off a Ridge. You got to use that code Kristian at checkout. You got to head on over to ridge.com, use the code Kristian, and you're all set. Now, after you're going to get one, and you will get one, they're going to ask you, hey, where'd you hear about us? You say, Kristian Harloff told us about it. Support the show. Tell them that we sent you. All right. And thank you so much to Ridge. And I'll tell you about Cash App. And if you haven't used Cash App, I think a lot of you guys do already, but there's new deals there. Look, people can be scumbags. We know that. People are trying to rip people off for money all the time. There's scams happening all the time. Hell, there are YouTube channels dedicated to catching these scamming bastards. But your security, it's got to be a priority. And Cash App, it treats it that way. With Security Lock, Cash App requires a successful Face ID or a biometric authentication to access your account. It's like your money is being protected by your own personal bodyguard. Even if your phone, if it's lost, if it's stolen, they got you covered. Plus, if you're about to send money to someone new and Cash App notices that something's like off, you're falling for a scam, it's going to send you a warning before the money is sent to confirm that everything looks right. Turn on Security Lock in your Cash App settings today. Pay attention to scam warnings to keep your money safe. Learn more at cash.app/security. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use the code SECURE10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend with 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcasts for full disclosures. Thank you to Cash App, and thank you to Ridge. And I know people didn't want me to dress up, so people were talking in the comments section, oh, I didn't dress up. So I said, you know what, I'll do a quick fix. And here I am dressing up now. So, just ruined the bit. Whatever. Good enough. So there you go, you bunch of assholes out there. Oh, he's not dressed up. Suck a piece of cheese. That's what I'm talking about. Right, Chris Carr?
Suck a piece of cheese?
You like that? Why not? There you go.
Got him. Got him.
A big piece of cheese. That's all I'm saying. Right, Winston?
Suck a piece of cheese. See, even I dressed up, man. I put my tangerine robe on, you know, like, come on, bro.
Me too. I dressed up too. Look at me. So now this is they asked for it. They wanted a Halloween costume, so now they got it. See, this is what they don't understand is that my species, we don't need to even open our mouths. We can just you guys just hear me. Funny thing
is all just mental. This is that. Yeah, this is definitely
so advanced
psychic powers, and it's incredible.
Oof.
That's
it. Someone thinks that suck a piece of cheese should be on a t-shirt. I agree.
A pungent one.
I agree. Well, Winston, as I change back into my human form, any quick thoughts on the details on the Avengers, the thing that we just talked about?
I think what I really appreciate and enjoy about
that's not me.
I think what I really enjoy about the description of essentially Doom being relying on the suit to survive, almost going a Darth Vader route. It's not something that has it's been done before in the comics, so there is still some anchor to it. But specifically, I think what we have enjoyed about the MCU is taking villains, keeping them kind of who they are at their core, but letting their story be told the way that makes the most sense for what we're watching and having an original take. So like, I think about how the Mandarin was, and you really can't do what the Mandarin originally was because it was pretty racist. You also couldn't do it with like Shang-Chi's dad wasn't actually the Mandarin. It was what I believe it was Fu Manchu. And again, like a really kind of racist thing, but they found their own way to evolve and make it work. Like Killmonger, they made their own kind of way to make it work. Thanos was not obsessed with balancing the universe. Thanos was obsessed with Lady Death and trying to impress her,
right?
So he could like hook up with her. So like the idea of taking your own version of Doom, and it's like, yeah, man, like he's upset because like not only did his world get destroyed and he lost his love, but now he's disfigured because of all this, and he's surviving on. Like, I think that's an interesting, compelling story to tell, and will draw people in, especially knowing Robert Downey Jr. has always been a great actor, but as the article said, off of Oppenheimer, he's in his bag right now. So I think that that's like a really strong decision to take the character in that direction.
Well, there you go. There's Winston's thoughts as well. We could piece that together with the other one, put it on the Clips channel. If you're not subscribed to the Clips channel, you already should be doing just that. Originally, before it was Doomsday, it was going to be Kang Dynasty. And there's now a new story about kind of the rumors of what that was going to be all about. So here is yet another story about the Kang variant. The Young Avengers were going to defeat in the Kang Dynasty was Nathaniel Richards. That sounds terrible. Let's see. The rumor is the Kang variant, the Young Avengers were going to defeat in the Kang Dynasty was Nathaniel Richards. Following writer Michael Waldron's recent comments about pitching an idea for the Kang Dynasty, a new rumor may reveal exactly which variant of Kang the Young Avengers was going to defeat. It seems the version of Kang would have taken down the Avengers in Kang Dynasty wasn't a random variant. During a Reddit Q&A, co-writer Michael Waldron, who worked on the Doomsday script, shared details of a scenario he pitched to Marvel Studios alongside co-writers Jeff Loveness that involved members of the Young Avengers defeating one of many Kang variants from the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania post-credits scene. Jeff Loveness and I spent an afternoon pitching on the Young Avengers defeating a version of Kang, and being so stoked about it, only discovered that particular Kang carried a little card that said to be patient with him. It was his first day as a Kang, and then they were so bummed. I think he was going to be the Lizard Kang from the Kang, and I don't know. This is all so. This is like complicated math at this point. This is nonsense. Now the Cosmic Circus Alex Perez, who has previously shared details about Marvel's scrap plans for the Kang Dynasty, has responded to Waldron's comments with the following ex-post. He said, and his name was Nate Richards. Okay, Nathaniel Richards, father of the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, was a time traveler with a complicated comic book history who has taken up a number of different mantles across multiple realities over the years. The Earth 6311 version of the character, who may have also been a descendant of Dr. Doom, ultimately went on to become the Kang the Conqueror, but this obviously didn't carry over to the MCU. Waldron's idea was met with something of a mixed response from fans, me being part of them. And if the inexperienced Kang with the little note was indeed going to be Richards, we can see a lot more people expressing relief in the concept that it never came to fruition. The character has a lot of potential as a future villain or hero in the MCU, so probably best not to introduce him as a punchline. Thank God that didn't happen. That sounds terrible. That sounds absolutely terrible. That to me sounds so. I'm now so glad that we're getting what we're getting now, because all of that, they didn't know what the hell they were doing with that storyline. That sounds atrocious is the word I'm looking for. But Chris, do you think it sounds as bad as I do, or not too bad?
I mean, it's not great. The whole Nathaniel Richards Iron Lad kind of story of him being a variant has some potential there sometimes. Kang rescuing his teenage self and then trying to kind of raise him up, and then do you step into your own destiny, or do you choose another path because you've seen a different way? There's possibilities where it can be a good story. I think it's too much to do in a movie, though, especially for it to be our next step. You gotta do so much groundwork to make that not a goofy situation of like, but instead it's a baby. And that just doesn't work.
Way too and too complicated. Just reading it, my head hurt. I'm like going, wait, that's what I just skipped. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? And that is where the MCU was getting themselves into problems was having people just think that everybody was so locked into all the comics lore and everything. They're not. It's you have to. Well, we've been doing these movies long enough. They're all invested. They're not. And
right now, they're not. No,
no, clearly not now. Too. I think this was the best thing that could have happened was that they reset it. I mean, obviously, better circumstances with how they got out of the Kang thing, but leading into having to change it and not do the Kang storyline and go into this, introduce Doom, do what you're doing. I think that it ultimately is in a good spot, Winston.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the move. That was something I was worried about with Kang, because that is something that I'm aware of. The kind of, okay, is he related to Reed, or is he related to Doom, or are they related to both of them? And like that kind of, it can get pretty convoluted, and I was hoping they were gonna kind of stay away from it. The only thing maybe is to again go down the Iron Lad route. But that was going to be the only major other one I was hoping. Like, you would have gotten the Council of Kangs, but you wouldn't have focused on those weirder storylines because it is hard to follow. So yeah, it is a good thing we've kind of diverted away from it. I don't think there are some really interesting stories with Kang. I think by them walking away like this, you could always maybe tap back in at a later point. But yeah, you would have been in a lot of trouble if this is what they wanted to do. People were already confused.
I want to see him. I still want to see him come back, and I want to see Doom bitch him the way he bitches Thanos, and showing like, that like they were setting that guy to be super scary, and he just got and bitched. I want like that'd be great. I'd love to see that. And then the Young Avengers thing. You and I have had this debate, Winston. I think I don't know if we're on the same page or not still. But we weren't at one point. But like a major damage for MCU would be to have turned that into a movie, and the fact that like having them battle Kang, that would have been an absolute wrong marketing choice for the money they need to make. But we had reported here first that they were doing it as a streaming movie. That to me makes a lot of sense, and I think is a very good idea. So where do you stand on it now?
I mean, I think the thing that would make more sense is, and I remember previously I had been saying, oh yeah, you could have them do a movie or their show or whatever it is beforehand. I think the most sense, especially if you like tap back into some of the art that was teased a few months back or however long ago it was now at this point, have them just be one of the major team elements in Secret Wars. Like have them having to solve whatever problem they have to solve.
Right.
And especially if it resonates with people for like, wow, okay, we didn't really love the Ironheart show. We didn't really love the Marvels movie, but like we're watching these characters and now they're interacting with each other and it's actually working pretty well. Great. Green lighted and let them have their own adventure post Secret Wars, and maybe what ends up happening at the end of Secret Wars, if we somehow get Miles Morales going forward, then maybe then you introduce that and this becomes the next movie becomes the vehicle for Miles to be able to really be in the MCU like that, because obviously we're not going to move away from Peter for a minute, but I think by the end of, they said essentially by the end of this trilogy, it sounds like Tom might be done, and that would be the real point to pass the mantle to Miles at that point.
I personally, I think that you should bring in Miles either in probably like the last Spider-Man movie that he does, or maybe the second Spider-Man movie they just introduce him and then have him have a big role in that third one. But either way, it's a good problem to have for them, because Spider-Man's going to make a lot of money. It always does, and they need that right now. Marvel's set to have a good year next year. I mean, they really are. They have got Daredevil season 2 TV wise, which I think will hit. But Chris, I also think they had Spider-Man coming out, then they got Doomsday. This could be, if they get their stuff back together, they could have a little resurgence here. What do you think?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Hope springs eternal. I always am rooting for these movies to do well. And I think getting away from incredibly complicated plot points that are very comic booky, where you do need to know about, like, what is it, 6311? You have to have a lot of homework in your back pocket to jump into those kind of plot lines, even those of us who love these comic books. So to kind of streamline things, to make them big events again, to set you up so that you have all the information you need when you're going into this movie and you can have a good time. I really think they're up for a potentially great year, particularly with Spider-Man. Those films do phenomenally. They're so fun. We're in such an interesting place with where Peter is right now too. And hopefully that'll just give them the momentum to go, oh yeah, I definitely want to see what's next for Marvel movies because of this.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to find out really, really soon. Like I said, we're going to start even starting with that trailer that we just talked about. That'll set the mood. Then you get Daredevil. What else comes out? Any of the TV shows that they have coming out? Or is that it? That's the big
we've
one.
got Wonder Man at
Wonder Man.
Yeah.
When's that coming out? That's January, right?
I thought that was this December.
It's December.
I thought they pushed
it.
I thought they pushed it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought they pushed it to January from what I remember when the trailer came out.
Right.
I thought
January 27th of next
year.
year.
Oh,
that's why I think they're burying it. I think they're burying it.
But it's a TV show. I thought TV shows don't necessarily fall into the same parameters of like burying movies.
Yeah.
Of course it does. When you put it in January, like it's that's the hype is when people are starting to get off from break and people are watching more stuff, and it's like the holiday season. People are watching. December.
I understand that, but because it's January 27th, you know what I'm saying, and they're not doing a full drop. That's essentially February.
Oh, they're not doing a full drop. I thought they were.
I was under the impression that they were going to release it over time. If they drop it all at once, then I actually agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that it's a full drop, and that it's January. That's at least what I remember from when we were covering this thing. I like him a lot. I just think that was also another show that was greenlit during the time of everybody gets a show and we're still our poop doesn't stink. And they made it, so they got to put it out. But I think
this is interesting.
Yeah,
they're saying part of the reason that Feige he didn't like delaying it, but the problem was both the franchise and the studio both dropped and kind of ate some of its lunch as far as like people's interest in that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and so they're like he essentially was like, I'm not trying to get rid of it, but it did. We were like, damn it, they got there first. So yeah, they're still dropping it, but they definitely pushed it. It sounds like because they were like, damn, we don't want people to just think this is a Marvel ripoff of two things that we're kind of making fun of Marvel in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it. But we'll find out. We'll find out if it's quality enough. Anyway, that comes out in January, and then Daredevil I think is March, and then when does Vision Quest come out? Is that next year too?
That is Vision Quest.
I feel like that should probably be if I was going to guess, it would probably be before Doomsday.
It looks like it was supposed to be late 26 as of last stuff, but I haven't heard anything about it dropping. We haven't seen a trailer. We've seen nothing.
No. And we have the Punisher special too, but I'm not sure when that is.
Right. Okay, so they say fall 2026 is what the audience says about the Vision Quest, but we'll see. But there's nonetheless, even if it comes out and let's say that Wonder Man is fine. Let's say it's fine. You still will lead into then Daredevil, leading into then I guess Vision Quest, and then because there's only one Marvel movie next year. Or Spider-Man next year, or 2027?
It's Avengers, and I thought it was Avengers and
no, Spider-Man's first.
Spider-Man and then
first because it's not getting any IMAX because of Odyssey.
Oh, is that true? Okay, because
that was announced, I guess, this week. Is that the joke on Twitter was so John Bernthal and Tom Holland are bumping John Bernthal and Tom Holland.
Okay, because Spider-Man was supposed to come out after Doomsday, and then they moved it when they moved Doomsday. Right, that makes sense. So. So then Daredevil into Spider-Man. No one's going to even remember, even if Daredevil's great, no one's going to be talking about Daredevil or Wonder Man. Everyone's talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to be massive. It's going to Marvel, they're back. And whether that is true or not, we don't know, but they're going to have a big hit on their hands with that movie. Then you lead into Vision Quest, then leading into Doomsday. You've got a very strong
X-Men 97
half, and then the end of the year. And then X-Men 97 is also coming out next year too, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so they're poised for a good year. What do you guys think overall? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. all this stuff that we just discussed. Check out the Clips channel, do all of that. All right. So let's move on to some DC stuff now. And we have some news on Lanterns, which is interesting. Let's get into this Lantern story here. So Lanterns is reportedly headed to HBO much later in 2026 than we originally expected. Okay, let's read this. I don't like that story. I hate it. Despite previous speculation that Lanterns would premiere on HBO in the first few months of 2026, we have now reason to believe that the DC series is being saved for much further down the calendar. The expectation was that Lanterns would be released in the first few months of 2026, but with DC Studios' James Gunn recently claiming to be in the dark about plans to share a teaser trailer, that suddenly seems less likely. HBO has several big shows likely to premiere in the first half of next year, and DC Studios likely won't want the show to overlap with Supergirl in June. So when will we see Lanterns on our screens? The Green Lanterns podcast reached out to The Hollywood Reporter about a recent edition of the trade's Heat Vision newsletter, in which they seem to hint that Lanterns would premiere after Supergirl. They believe that's still the case, suggesting we won't get to watch the show until the second half of 2026 at the earliest. This will come as a disappointment to many, but it also makes sense. Supergirl is now a key chapter in the Superman saga, with Man of Tomorrow set to follow in 2027. Supergirl reshoots are reportedly taking place now to add more of David Corenswet to the movie, likely to set up his next appearance. Gunn has also hinted that Lanterns will feature Salvation and perhaps even set up the DCU's next big bad. If that is indeed the center, then it makes sense for the series to follow Supergirl, bridging the gap to Man of Tomorrow and whatever the filmmaker has planned beyond that. DC Studios co-CEO appears to have taken a break from social media, but here's hoping he provides an official update in due course. During a recent interview with Men's Health, Lanterns showrunner Chris Mundy talked about what it makes it here. We talked about that. That's an older story. Okay. So I'm torn on this, Chris. Because the first part of me is, well, I want to see this show. It's like one of my most anticipated DC things. I really want to see this show. We just talked about all the stuff Marvel has come out in the beginning of the year and then leading up to, July or whenever Spider-Man comes out. And I think Supergirl comes out before Spider-Man. So if that's the case, this is a good way for DC to get out of the way of that machine and build their own machine. If they do, all right, we have Supergirl, and then we have enough time before Wanda or Vision Quest or Doomsday comes out that we could put that out, do that. That's part one. Part two is we've been covering this Paramount Warner Brothers deal at length on this channel. And one of the things that it looks like James Gunn's position for now, whether it gets sold or not, is intact. But they might have different plans. We don't even know. One of the parts of the Paramount's getting this thing. Paramount's getting it. And so when Paramount gets it, there's a whole deal about HBO Max being folded in to Paramount Plus and not even being called HBO Max anymore. It's just going to be called Paramount Plus. So they have this entire slate now in general. If Paramount Plus is looking at the slate that they had, maybe they're also saying, well, we want to put that out at this time. So there's a lot there, Chris. What do you make of all of it? You're on mute. Yep.
Sorry, guys. Once we have HB Para Dance Boys, whatever the thing is going to be at that point in time. We talked about this a little bit last week of James Gunn. Yeah, maybe he's being coy about release schedules. Maybe it really is just, I truly don't know, because all this other stuff is happening behind the scenes. Part of me likes the idea of allowing DC to get their poop in a group and figure out what they want to do.
Right.
And make sure that they're putting out quality television and all of that. I always like the idea of this will get released when everything is exactly how we want it to be, but the actuality of that is so far and few between. We see this with reshoots all the time of, this is going to make the product better. And it doesn't always. We see this with delays sometimes. It doesn't always make things better. I want things now. When I want them. Right. And this is something that I've been really looking forward to, because the entire premise is so fun and interesting and different from what we've been given. And I really love the Lantern Corps. I think it's such a really interesting aspect of DC. And I love that we're going to be exploring that world in such an interesting way of boots on the ground, but with this kind of celestial overview into it and galactic interview into it. So it just bums me out, really.
Yeah.
I have nothing like smart to say about it aside from this bums me out and I don't like it.
That's fair. Winston, what do you think? Can you see both sides of it, or are you more in the camp of this stinks?
I'm on the camp that it stinks. My question is, and this is where I was confused, did Paramount officially convince Warner Brothers? Because I thought there's been 3 attempts and 3 turning down, and Warner Brothers asking other people. Is this happening?
It's not happening yet, but from all the stories that were happening yesterday, it seems like they're getting closer.
God. Okay. Well,
it seems Ellison. It just seems like Ellison really, really wants it. They're already talking about like what they would do. The rumors were more so about that. There's already reports of that Ellison was planning to keep Gunn. He already has plans of what he's going to do with it. It's like it seems pretty inevitable at this point.
It's then that to me is a whole separate conversation. Just from the standpoint of, again, shrinking your options in your industry and going further and further into monopoly is not a good thing. And I think that this is already showing kind of proof of that. I mean, you mentioned the release dates. So yeah, Supergirl is June, late June 26th. A month later is Spider-Man.
Right.
September is Clayface, Batman in October, and then Doomsday in December. So if there was ever a time to let DC get on the map early, because you do have the 3 movies, you put Lantern in the spring. You put Lanterns in the spring, especially because it sounds like you're almost wrapped, like everything is done and you're just finishing up some post stuff. So that's how you get your foot in the door and make sure people are paying attention. You've got 2 incredible stars attached. It's gotten a lot of buzz based off of stuff that's been going on with it. So
this isn't official yet, but it's rumor.
Yeah. No. And I totally understand that. I don't think that is a good move, both because this is my most anticipated out of DC's docket right now.
Right.
But then also, again, the idea is you want to try and dominate as much as you can. I understand that as far as a Warner Brothers standpoint, you got Odyssey, because that's also Warner Brothers, right?
No, I think that's Universal.
That's Universal. That's right, because
I think so.
Nolan never really fully came back.
This big falling out. Yeah.
Then even more reason to get something. I know that's TV versus film, but something to get like your stamp on the map of just trying to take attention. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe Winston wants them to suck a piece of cheese.
Yeah. A dank piece of cheese.
A dank piece of cheese. So what do you guys make of it, man? Do you think this is a good idea or bad idea? And do you think it has anything to do with the potential or inevitable Paramount sale? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Let's stay with DC. Let's stay with Supergirl, as we were just discussing Supergirl. That's one of the next big ones here, too. Now, I'm going to lean on Chris and Winston here to help me out with this story, because I'm becoming more interested with it. I don't know anything about the lore itself, but I'm curious with what the hell is going on with it. And so the Supergirl star, David Krumholtz, says the movie will clarify what the House of L is all about. So let's see. This is a report comic book movie. Supergirl star David Krumholtz has shared new details about his role as Zor-El in the upcoming DC Studios movie, promising fans that it will further clarify what the House of L is all about. Supergirl is the next DCU movie from DC Studios, but how will it deal with the revelation that Jor-El and Lara sent their son to Earth to conquer the planet and form a harem? James Gunn's decision to put a new spin on the Man of Steel's parents received a mixed response from fans, even if it led to Kal-El further embracing his human parent and identity as Clark Kent. Now, Oppenheimer star David Krumholtz has shared new insights into Supergirl role as Zor-El, Kara's father. He said it's very true to the graphic novel that it's based on, Woman of Tomorrow, which is great. I'm thrilled to be sort of the next piece of telling the story of Krypton and sort of further clarifying what the House of L is all about. This implication seems to be that we can expect to spend some time on Krypton, where we'll learn more about the House of L and presumably the fact that Supergirl's parents likely didn't have the same outlook as Zor-El's older brother and his wife. Krumholtz went on to say that everybody knows that Jason Momoa is playing Lobo in it. It's the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic plus Lobo. There's a lot of intrigue and excitement surrounding Supergirl, particularly as its cosmic adventure based on one of the Girl of Steel's most popular comics, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King and Bilquis Evely. It was recently reported that Supergirl is underdoing reshoots to add David Krumholtz Superman. If those claims are accurate, we might imagine that's to set up Man of Tomorrow, and we might expect Millie Alcock to return as Maiden of Might. In Supergirl, Supergirl travels across the galaxy to celebrate her 21st birthday with Krypto, the Superdog. Along the way, she meets a young woman named Ruth and winds up on a murderous quest for revenge. Okay, sounds interesting. Okay, so I guess, well, here's my question, because I am one of those people, I think, again, being torn. I am one of those people that didn't love the choice of what they did with Jor-El. However, I thought for the story he told, it worked. I thought that at the end, when he's looking up and he sees his parents and he understands, like, that's who I really am, that's why I'm human. A storytelling aspect, it made sense. It's not like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. I didn't like the choice of it because I liked Jor-El in the way that I saw him with Russell Crowe. I liked the way that with Marlon Brando and other animated things that I've seen with him. So I just didn't love the choice of Jor-El, but it worked for the story. That being said, Winston, how do they do this because in the Woman of Tomorrow comic, Jor-El wasn't like that, and her dad has opposing views to him. So are they then flipping that, and he's going to be the one that thinks that humans should be protected? Like, how does that work?
I think that they're kind of that Gunn is playing with it kind of in his own way, in the sense of it will be a baby bit of a flip, but not like, I know that sounds weird and that sounds like a non-answer, but because you started to tip your hat this way, and because you have seen in the past, like one of the storylines with Zor-El, I can't remember which comic run, he was fighting with Jor-El about the use of like the Phantom Zone, where Jor-El was like, we just got to use it. It's just the prison. It is what it is. And Zor-El was like, nah, bro, that's way too harsh. It will be abused by people in power if we do that. So like, there have been times where he really is that. And then the other times where, like in the New 52, at one point he's actually an antagonist. Brainiac turns him into Cyborg Superman. Like, I didn't love changing Cyborg Superman to that, but it is what it is. I think what you're going to see, especially since we're watching, Kara really kind of in her rebellious, drunken, I'm pissed off because my world was blown up phase. I think we're going to see this idea where her dad probably was the nicer of the two and probably a little bit more of the saner of the two. And she's like, man, Dad, you were always such a square dog. Like, I think that we're going to get a little bit of that until she comes back around to understanding how her father liked to do things, and that maybe she doesn't need to be as brash and as rough and as violent and all that kind of stuff when it's all said and done.
Chris, what do you think?
I think a lot of the stuff with Supergirl and with Kara is already going to be so different from the comics that, why not explore different things? And so in most iterations, Kara has been sent by her family to basically go protect her little baby cousin. But she gets trapped in the Phantom Zone. And so that's why there is an age difference where she's somehow younger than Clark. In Women of Tomorrow, my understanding at least is, since that is a full-grown woman Supergirl that we're dealing with, that she didn't have that same experience, that she saw everyone she loved die, and that led her down this path of, being self-medicating and getting into fights and doing things like that. I could be getting that wrong, though, so you all correct me if that's not true.
No, you're right.
Okay, sweet. So we already have a deviation here. So we know that we have a younger Supergirl than we do Clark. So there's already going to be some wibbly wobbly stuff here anyway, of whether or not the Phantom Zone happened or whether or not we are having her have seen the destruction of Krypton. I think you have the opportunity to get into a very nuanced look at what power means. And that's one of the things I've always appreciated about Superman comic books, is just because you have more power than others does not mean you should wield it for control. Does not mean you should wield it to be more powerful than others or see yourself as a god. And I think that's a really interesting conversation you can get into from a familial perspective, not just how humans and these gods interact, but within the own politics of Krypton and what ultimately leads to its destruction and doom because of their own hubris. And so I think if you do have it so Kara's family was on more of the mindset of, no, we could get along with everyone in the galaxy. Like we could actually form community and do good for others. I think that puts her in a very interesting position since she is not the golden child of the House of L when we see her. You know, it's all Clark is the good boy. Clark is the great one. And she's out here just getting drunk, punching people and playing with her dog. Honestly, goals. But I think you've got a lot of really cool storytelling that can be funny and heartbreaking, and also just have a lot of room for gray area. You know, not everything is black and white, and I think this is a great thing to do in a comic book movie to go, hey, differing viewpoints exist not only within like different sects of people, but within families as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. It already seems like it's layered, which I like, and I'm as I mentioned many times over, I didn't love her. I love her. I didn't love her scene in the movie, but I also said I don't have enough context. And then from everything that I've heard about how great this story was, and hearing about what the story is, it's intriguing. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna make this work. Okay, what do you guys make of it? You excited for Supergirl? You want to check out Supergirl? What do you think about these little details that we are getting? And two more stories before we get into the questions portion of our show. Next Wednesday, I've got, and I'll be doing a solo show, but I'll be running my interview with Famke Janssen, and we talked about her show, Amsterdam Empire. And we talked really a lot about her career in general. We talked about GoldenEye. We talked about stuff. Man. Yeah, we talked about stuff that she did with Harvey Keitel. We obviously talked about X-Men. We talked about things, but I asked her about Doomsday, and I had my conversation with her about it. But before we even talk about that, there's a story that she's been doing press, and it's funny because she was telling me, you know, she's not on social media. She hasn't done press in a very long time, and she's doing press now because she is the name that is promoting this show. So she's out there. So clearly she knows. Oh, I definitely asked her about Taken, by the way, too. 100%. 100%. But anyway, she has been being asked about Doomsday. You knew that she would. So Marvel Studios didn't even ask her to return as Jean Grey in Avengers Doomsday. X-Men star Famke Janssen has claimed that Marvel Studios hasn't asked her to return as Jean Grey in Avengers Doomsday, but should we believe the actress? You can read her comments in full there. She said, let's see, they were listed all the older ones. Famke Janssen first played Jean Grey in 2000 X-Men and followed it with X2, cameo roles in Wolverine, Days of Future Past. EW caught up with her and asked her. She said, every time I do an interview, it's mentioned. It's interesting. I didn't realize it was such a big part. Every interview I do, that will come up. It's true. And of everything I say, that is going to only be the thing that is going to be printed. I think she was getting, I could tell she wasn't getting pissed off. She wasn't mad at all when I asked her about it, but she could tell we were having such a great conversation where I could see it in her head. She's like, I knew that. This is the one guy I thought wasn't going to ask me about it. I didn't ask her until like 45 minutes into it, but because I figured, you know, let's get a good rapport first before I ask her. Right. But anyway, the site pushed Famke on whether Marvel Studios had asked. She said, never, never, ever. She added, I should be flattered, I suppose, that this character has resonated with people. It's been so long, but it's nice that people are still talking about her. I'm sure every single time there's a new movie, they're going to do it. Like Doomsday, it'll come up again. So Marvel hasn't asked her to return as Jean. We're not buying it. Janssen does not appear to be playing coy here, and her response feels like it's coming from someone who's trying to avoid spoiling a big surprise. I did not get that vibe. After all, it's hard to fathom that the Russo brothers would go to the lengths of bringing back the original big screen X-Men, only to leave some of the team's most iconic members on the shelf. It's always possible to appear in Secret Wars. Earlier this year, Halle Berry was asked about whether she'd get a chair with her name. She said, keep waiting. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be there. I'll tell you, and look, she's a good actress, right? So maybe she was pulling an Andrew Garfield. I did not get that vibe when I was talking to her about it. What she told me, I think you're on mute again, Chris. Yeah. What she told me was she has no interest in going back into the past, is what she said. That's what she said. And she said, it wouldn't be a deep enough role. It would be like a glorified cameo. And that's just not what she's looking to do right now. Now, whether or not that's bullshit, I don't know, but that's what she told me. I took it as legit when she was talking about it, because she was talking about, because I asked her about, and the other thing I followed up with her on the interview was I wanted to know, so when you look back at X-Men and your time at X-Men, do you look at it as like a positive experience, or is it something like, it's just a job that I had to do? And she took it as a very positive experience. And it was, I can tell again she does not seem like someone who's going to tell you what you want to hear. She's very honest, and she's very she fights for what she wants, and I just don't think she wants to do this. I don't think she cares about this, and I don't think, she cares about it. I don't think she's interested in doing a smaller role like this. That's my opinion on it, but I could be wrong. Chris, do you think she's full of it?
No, not really. Because what a way to promote the movie ultimately if you are in it. Of just, this doesn't interest me. This I need to do better, bigger roles and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's leaning too hard the other way. For then when you do show up in the movie, everyone's gonna be like, wow, okay, that seems pretty rude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, this is just my own opinion. I'm still so over Jean Grey. I am team Jean Grey hater. Whenever she kept popping up in like Wolverine moments and stuff too. Yes, I was like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Wow.
And a lot of that more so is I hated what they did to Cyclops in those movies.
Sure.
Where it was just, I'm so over this weird love triangle thing. This isn't interesting to me. X-Men 97 actually handles it a little bit better. But it's still, even when that happens, I'm like, no, stop it. Just stop this. I don't like it. And also in the comics, Jean is just so problematic at times. I just really dislike her. And I really like Famke.
All this redhead hate, man. This is nonsense, Chris.
Listen, there's plenty of other gingers that I love, but this one.
Name one.
Wally West.
Wow, that took you too long.
No,
Pamela Isley.
Do you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah.
There you go.
I love Max.
Yeah.
Max is great. I'm looking forward to seeing what she is in the Marvel universe. There are great little gingers out there, but Jean Grey can suck on some cheese.
Wow.
Nice. But to clarify, that you're talking about Jean Grey, not Famke.
Not Famke. No, Famke I love. GoldenEye I love so much. I literally told my trainer that one of my goals was to be able to be like her in that movie, and he was like, oh, look like her, and I was like, no. Yeah, I was like, no, I want to be able to kill a man with my legs. Like that is my goal.
I will tell you, I got awakened by that as a child.
I mean, who didn't?
Puberty kicked in real fast when I saw Xenia on the top, just talking about with the thighs. I said,
yeah.
Yep.
That was a confusing moment for everybody, I think, of just, whoa.
Yeah.
But what I'm tired of with Jean Grey is them doing Jean Grey wrong. I think Famke did a fantastic job the first two, and then what they did in The Last Stand was ridiculous. I think that what oh my God, I can't remember her name, played Jean, the younger version of Jean.
Sophie Turner.
Thank you. I thought what Sophie was doing was good until they decided again when they were going to go forward with the Phoenix thing, they just kind of did it. They just threw it out there real quick and just in your face again. I am tired of them trying to rush through one of the more colossal stories in comics, specifically in X-Men lore and specifically in Jean's story. That is where my issue is. I can hear you about the love triangle thing with Cyclops, but to act like Cyclops is not closely tied to the women he decides to associate himself with, because he messy. He gonna be with you, then he gonna be with your clone, then he gonna be with your clone
Emma Frost.
and that's what I'm saying. Your clone and your main squeezes, main like psychic threat side piece over here. He is a messy bastard. It's just that he's also a good leader. So like I don't have a problem with the love triangle thing still happening. I just think that they haven't quite nailed Jean, and I'm here with Famke. If this was going to be some quick little one-off, whatever, I don't blame her for being like, nah, I'm good.
But I don't want, and to clarify that too, like, I'm paraphrasing in how she said it. She's very respectful of the franchise. She's very respectful of the characters in general. She just said, like, it just seems like that's just not what she's looking. She would want to develop the character. She likes. You know what she said, because it's the entire journey of our conversation. She talks about liking to have input on the character she's portraying, and she doesn't see there being a lot of input in a moment like that because it's just such a smaller thing. So that was more so not. It wasn't of like, oh, I don't want to do small roles. So that's not.
No.
If it came off like that, that's not what she said. But what she said was more so like she wanted input in the characters. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, and she hasn't been asked. So we'll see. But that interview drops next Wednesday. I hope you guys check it out. What do you guys make of her comments? Believe it? Not believe it? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, last story before we get into the questions, because we have a bunch of questions today, and I want to make sure we get to them. But I've got to cover this story because it was originally going to be our main topic, but then the Doomsday thing dropped, and we thought that people will want to hear about that. But man, I know people want to hear about this one. Damson Idris, who was absolutely incredible in F1, so good in that movie. He shares a very interesting response to the Black Panther casting rumors, with rumors swirling that Snowfall star Damson Idris will play the MCU's next T'Challa. The actor has shared a very interesting response when asked about suiting up as Black Panther. Work is underway on Black Panther 3, and it's been widely reported that the movie is going to kick off the post-Avengers Secret Wars MCU in February 2028. A mixture of rumors and even some leaked concept art from the next Avengers movie, we still don't know whether it was for Doomsday or Secret Wars, has led us to believe that the plan is to reintroduce T'Challa after Shuri took his place in 2021 Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Whether that's an adult version of Toussaint, aka Prince T'Challa 2, or simply a new version of T'Challa who returned with a different face in the post-Secret Wars timeline remains to be seen. However, based on the Black Panther Wakanda Forever's touching ending, Toussaint, is it Toussaint? Is that how it is pronounced?
I think so, yeah.
Toussaint would be arguably be the best way to continue honoring Chadwick Boseman. F1, the movie star Damson Idris, remains the apparent frontrunner to play the next Black Panther, and recently reignited speculation by appearing alongside Angela Bassett and Daniel Guerrera when they suited up for a catwalk appearance at Vogue World Hollywood. Asked about the persistent Black Panther rumors at the Time 100 Next Gala, Idris grinned and replied, no, I don't know anything about it. Are we buying it? The actor may be having fun with the speculation. However, he would be a great fit for the role, and his casting may up being Avengers Doomsday's biggest surprise. One actor we do know that's going to be in Black Panther 3 is Denzel Washington. While nothing has been confirmed, Jebby and Magneto are among the names we've heard since Scoopers claiming to know who the screen icon will play in the MCU threequel. Okay. So this one is similar to the last story we just had, right? Except this time, I say he's full of shit. Because I've seen him on another show where they called me. He's been in talks with him. Now he knows he can't say nothing. He can't say nothing because he doesn't want to lose that. So he's going to laugh it off. He's like, I don't know what he's talking about. Now you can say that in the Andrew Garfield way and get away with it because we all understand. And let me be clear. I think he's full of shit, and I think he should be full of shit at this point. You don't give away anything at this point. You don't say, you know what? Yeah, I am him. And wait, I just got a phone call. Oh, no, I'm not him anymore because I opened my mouth. So that's why I think that it is going to happen for sure. Winston, that is the first question I ask. Same thing, how you feel about that. I'm sure you feel the same. But following that up, we've both been very vocal in that we do think it's time for T'Challa. It is time now. We both think it's okay that if you're going to replace him, but do they replace him by it being his son, or is it actually T'Challa from the multiverse? What say you?
I would say you want to go with the variant. You've got the multiverse, which you're going to be closing down, but you're opening up via Secret Wars. Just give us a variant, man. It's not to say that Toussaint isn't interesting, but explain to me the time skip. How is that going to work? Because the kid was like 5 or whatever he was, 8, talking to his auntie. All of a sudden, or like, oh, you know what? We came up with this new technology. We're just going to jump you forward, and you're just going to magically be an adult. I mean, it's not to say that you couldn't do it, but the variant is already an easy explanation as to what's going on. You've admitted that this T'Challa in this universe is dead, so just give us a different one from another one. And I think Damson he's been my top pick to do this for a minute. I think he's incredibly talented, and F1 solidified it for me. He's a star. Like he was not playing, a sidekick or like, a young upstart that's still learning across from Brad Pitt. He was going toe to toe with Brad Pitt as far as his acting performance in F1. And I think that was the last straw that maybe some people needed in order to go, yep, nope, he's got the goods. Like he's already been fantastic in other things, but to see him against a perennial A-lister and hold his own, I think he more than can handle it, and I think he would crush.
Chris, what do you think?
Oh, I'm completely in agreement. I want it to be a variant because I don't want to do some weird Thundercats Lion-O technology. Well, he's aged up, but has he mentally aged up, or is he still a child who's missed out on his childhood? Like that's
great reference.
That's messy.
Yeah. That was
that's
really
messy.
good. You were in your bag today, Chris.
Thank you so much. I keep muting myself, but it's
it's
sharp
so
up here.
It's so you can think.
There's still all the construction out here. I think that makes more sense. And then we have a T'Challa too. Even though it's a variant T'Challa, we still have T'Challa in the mantle. And I think that's important. And I'm in absolutely agreement too of, it's absolute BS that he's not having this conversation and there's nothing going on. This is being cast in Marvel to me is like winning the lottery. You should not tell anyone, but there will be signs.
There will be signs.
Like when I am eventually cast as Squirrel Girl or Jeff the Shark, you guys are gonna be like, wow, Chris has like really been able to get fit. Oh, wow, Chris moved to a really nice place. That's good for her. But I'm not gonna do anything different aside from being like, no one's talking to me. And this is why you can't trust or love anyone. All right? Because anyone involved in Marvel, they have to lie out their butts. Otherwise, they're gonna get Marvel darted or cut from the project.
That's right.
Chris, the other thing I think why a variant is more important than Saint. What's the one major thing that Marvel is about to do with their properties? What are they about to focus on very, very hard post Secret Wars? And that has been the thing we've all talked about. I'm actually fielding the question to both of you. If you'd like to...
What? Streamlining and getting rid of the multiverse?
Well, that, but what set of characters are they about to focus on?
Oh, we've got to do the Avengers.
The X-Men.
Oh, the X-Men. Okay. I was going to say we need a box.
The X-Men. So here's what you actually have a massive avenue to do, which was already a big storyline as is. You don't currently have a Storm as well. And one of the major storylines that ended up happening is T'Challa marrying Storm and her becoming the Queen of Wakanda and the two of them together. Because you already had T'Challa die and this one was with Nakia and had this kid, it doesn't mean that Saint is nothing. I also think it would be a very interesting thing to have Saint kind of have his dad, but not his dad. Like there's so many things you could do with that, including having now T'Challa getting with Storm. It makes way more sense to do the variant than to be like, we're going to speed age you like Lion-O, like you said earlier.
I agree with you, but I think that I don't think Marvel's going to have the balls to do it. And I also think that they're absolutely going to do the time speed. I think they're going to wind up doing the kid, because the other reason is it's the third movie and it's going to be a continuation of Coogler's story. So in order to tell his third story, I think it's going to be a continuation of everything that he's told so far, as opposed to, you know what, we're not even going to pay attention to the kid anymore. Or any of those characters we set up in 1 and 2. These are all new characters. I just don't see that happening.
I don't think you get rid of Saint. I just think that, like,
what do you do with them though? He just hangs out with the new Black Panther.
But I think that could be really interesting to have a scenario of like, okay, T'Challa comes in. Saint was supposedly about to take the mantle after his auntie, but now it's like, oh, there's a weird. You can almost give yourself, ironically, the whole Brave and the Bold shit you were going to supposedly do with Batman, of Damian being like the heir to the demon. And then having to go live with his dad and that kind of headbutting. How interesting could that be to then have this T'Challa who ran things a certain way in his universe, but now he's like the king of Wakanda here. And Saint was supposed to come up and do this shit like, who are you? You're not my dad. And then there's this whole kind of headbutting. And then whatever the hell Denzel's doing to like throw the monkey wrench in there too. Oh my God. I feel like
the problem, but again, Winston, the problem with that though too is that I think the whole reason of what they're doing with the end of Doomsday or Secret Wars is that they're getting rid of this multiverse stuff. If you do what you're talking about, you've got to go back and, well, the multiverse, what he did in his universe and what he's done in that universe, and If he's the same character from the same universe and all the multiverse stuff is done, you eliminate that problem.
But that was the point. The Secret Wars is going to allow you to take the best of what you've got in the multiverse and then eliminate
Combine it.
That was ultimately what Secret Wars did in the comics. Is Miles was not an original character from our Earth. He was from the Ultimate Universe, and they were getting rid of the Ultimate Run, so that allowed you to cherry pick characters, put them in the main universe, and be done with that shit.
Yeah,
so that's kind of why I think it will work.
Maybe I feel like it might be too confusing for general audiences, but either way, it looks like we're getting a new Black Panther. The question is, how will he appear? Put your thoughts in there and let us know what you think, whether it's in the live chat, whether it is on the replay, and of course on the Clips channel. I hope everybody's subscribed to that Clips channel. Thank you guys so much. All right, we're going to get into the questions now, guys. You guys have to beat 101. 101 is what you need to beat. That is the bad news. The good news is that you are ready at 80 before we even started. So 80 questions, and we had a couple that we missed, 4 that weren't on there. So let's start with these 4 on here. Let's see. There's some support ones though too. So there are really two questions, and the first one is just starting, as you're going to see a lot of his name. Derek Johnson says, I don't think I've had the chance to ever contribute to Chris Carr yet, so today is that day. Well, there you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so nice.
Nathan Drake says, Kristian, I know that you love Julia, but isn't paying her $20 million for After the Hunt crazy? She knows it's a smaller film. She should take a pay cut. I was actually thinking about this, and there's a report that came out that, that movie lost a lot of money. I mean, it lost a lot of money. It cost like 85 million or whatever it was.
Which
to
movie,
make.
I'm sorry?
After the Hunt. It made and so it cost 85 million to make, and I think it's made like $3 million. It was a major. Jesus. I mean, maybe 4, maybe let's say 6. It's still a stinker. I liked the movie, but overall, and I still think she should be nominated. I think it's one of her best performances so far. Now, the question I was thinking of is, okay, now when they call up to get her, you know what her price tag is, right? So if she is calling up and saying, hey, I want to do this movie, I want to do it, and she calls her, she wants to work with Luca, and she's like, oh, I want to do this, and they're like, well, we can't afford you, and then she says, well, tough, pay me. That's a problem. If they are pursuing her and like, well, and her agents are the ones who are going to be saying, well, that's the price tag of what it's going to do. If they want her, that's what they get. Now, the other thing they could do is they could say, hey, we're not going to pay the 20. We can't afford it, but we're going to give her points on the movie. We're going to do other things, producer credits and that. They didn't do that. She's not a producer on the movie, I don't believe. She's not, she didn't get any points on it. She didn't do any of that stuff. And they heavily promoted her for the movie. The majority of the reason why you know about the movie is because of her. She's been doing, and I'll tell you, when I was at the press conference, you could tell that you could feel the publicist going, oh, please ask other people questions besides Julia, because everyone's asking Julia Roberts the questions. She's a movie star. Now, it really just depends on the circumstance, on how it was. If she pursued them and said, I really want to be in his movie, and she's like, but she strong-armed him into paying the 20 million, that's a problem. But I don't think that's what happened. But I don't know. How do you guys feel about it, Chris?
Oh, I think that they went, we want Julia Roberts, here is a buttload of money. Please, 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 please. Like, I think if you want a star of that caliber, you budget for that star. Yeah. And the other actors might not make as much money, or they might forsake some money somewhere else. But I think that's more of a, we know what the asking price is to work with somebody like that. Yeah.
Or ask her something, or ask her do something different.
Producer credit, points on the back end, something like that.
Exactly. And what I will say, look, and she's probably my favorite actress. But probably. She is. But I will tell you, but the thing is too, I don't think any actors worth $20 million right now. I don't think any actors worth $20 million. I mean, it's a different circumstance. It's a different circumstance when you're in movies like the Avengers and you're Downey getting $20 million for the next movie, because, okay, you've contributed a lot and we're benefiting on this right now. But I'm not giving Downey $20 million to do Dr. Dolittle 3 or whatever the hell it is, or whatever he's doing. I'm not doing that. I'm not paying him to do other $20 million every time he goes out. So
especially since they skipped the sequel.
Right, exactly. 1.5. So, but I know Eddie Murphy did a couple of them too. But either way, it's like I don't think anybody's worth that anymore. But
no,
hey, that's her team, and that's what her price tag has been forever. And if you can get $20 million and they're going to pay it, go for it.
If they're willing to do that, if you want her that badly, then that's a choice. But like, I know that there are people that watch the show and they hate when we like kind of do any sort of sports comparisons, but I think it's apt. That is the argument happening with quarterbacks right now. The market is so overinflated that you have somebody who's mid as hell, but getting paid $200 million and it doesn't make any sense. The market needs to shift, especially. I'm always about people getting your bag, but especially if the industry is shrinking right now. Shit, man. Like, you're not going to get your 20 mil. Like, you can have 10.
Yeah, and the fact that she got it, good on her team.
Good for her. Good for that team.
That's right. Derek throwing in a lot of these, so he knows the drill. I'm
Derek's
just gonna
real one. Come on,
there's so many.
There's a lot. I'm highlighting. There's quite a lot, so I had to highlight a bunch of them there. So thank you. Hey, CJ. How like that worked out. He says, "Happy Halloween to you as well. Hoping all of you have a safe, fun night. Dance, scare, eat, and of course, thank you. We'll see if that works out.
Thank you.
Wife's too tired running around with the kids.
I was saying, do they still trick or treat? Is that
my kid? Yeah,
like okay. I don't know when they age out now.
No. Even my 13 going and 14 year olds going with her friends today, and she's dressed up as Winona Ryder from Heathers, and she's
amazing.
So she's with their friends doing that. They have this whole big festival.
She was like almost 16, bro.
She's getting close. And I know. And then the little one is. Oh, I wish I had a picture of it. It was the most adorable thing. She dressed as a full this morning. So she has a double costume, but today she went as one part of it to school, and she dresses a full pug. She's a pug.
And it's her and the dude just running around together.
It's hilarious.
Love it.
Is she specifically the dude or just
no? She's a pug. But she's gonna be a ghost pug because we're gonna put a ghost thing on her too. She's gonna be a ghost pug. But I can't remember who told me. I think it was my 14-year-old. So, are you going to dress up? I go, I said, I didn't dress up when I did have kids. I dressed up for when I was single. I went to parties and I dressed up. And then after I found my wife, I didn't do it anymore because I didn't. And she's like, people like to do it. I said, that's true. I said, I just am not one of those people. But people definitely like to do it. Anyway, so have a great time, please. Oh, look at this. Hey, Mr. CJ then follows it up by saying just these simple words.
I wish I knew.
Indeed. Okay, let's see. We got some more. I think we got more support here. We do. More support from DJ. Thank you, DJ. I told DJ that. I told you, but I want to send him the because we have the I haven't told you guys yet. So the other day on the show, this was on Tuesday. I had sent on Monday night, I had sent a text to someone that I really want in the pilot, an actor. And I hadn't spoken to this person in quite a long time. So I was like, I don't even know if they're gonna get back to me. They did. And they said, let's get on a call. I want to hear about the project. So I spoke to the person, told them what it was about. I said, okay, send me the script. I said, great. So I sent the script and I was expecting, in about a month from now, I'll hear something and I'll hear whatever it might be. Within a day and a half, the person wrote back, said, this is really great writing. I love the writing. I think it's really funny. Let's talk. So we had a phone call yesterday, and now I'm getting the material over to that person's team. So fingers crossed that we are going to get this person. I wrote this role with this person in mind. So I'm very much hoping that we land them. So that's where we are with that. But I told Derek and other people that we're on Monday. We have our Attack Peter is going to get on a phone call with us, and we're with the producer and the writer, and producer and the director and my writing partner, and we're going to start to go over the Kickstarter goals, which I love this idea, and the director came up with this. We still haven't announced them yet, but we're going to do a tier where at a certain level you'll be able to tune into the table reads, which I love.
Oh,
That's dope.
cool.
I love
That's
that.
really
I
fun.
like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
I like that idea a lot, actually. Calvin Severo Panho, cool name. Chris, how are you feeling about the new Doctor Who Christmas 2026? I'm okay with Disney leaving. Plus, for me, a world with at least one more Doctor Who yet to come is always a better world. Take care for you all.
Oh man, it's a little bittersweet, isn't it? Because yay, we have news that Doctor Who is moving forward because, the Disney Plus deal basically just kind of fizzled away. And we do know we're getting new episodes starting with a Christmas special, which is a time-honored tradition next year. But that is a full year from now. So we still don't know who's going to be the distributor, if they're going back to just working with the BBC exclusively. We still don't know who the Doctor is, if that is going to be that last version we saw when they regenerated. So there's a lot of different things going on there. But I love the Doctor so much, so I'm always happy to see it. Yeah.
Doctor Who. There you go. I never got into it. Never tried. Not that I didn't like it. I just was too intimidated. Mike Joyce, Julia Fox went as Jackie Kennedy post JFK assassination for a Halloween party. What's the most tasteless Halloween costume you've seen somewhere? It's hilarious that you wrote this question because last night my friend who I talk to quite often in text, he randomly sends this text because it was, I guess, because Halloween. And we went to this party, which was a crazy Halloween party. It was this really crazy Halloween party, and there literally was, and this isn't the costume, but there was a guy dressed up as a bong, like a real bong, but he was a hittable bong, so people were taking hits off of him.
I mean, that's awesome.
It was awesome. I did not take a hit from the bong, but I saw many people who did. Anyway, that
Do they all
same
have
day,
herpes now?
maybe that same day, or same party, there was a Christopher Reeve Superman guy in a wheelchair, and it was standing wheelchair, and it was bad. It was bad, and I was like, that to me, that was probably the most tasteless one I saw. Yeah, it's not good. Not good.
I've seen some bad ones. I don't need to. Some of them I don't really need to repeat because they pissed me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, people. I think I'm all for like people like expressing themselves and shit, but come on, read the room enough to understand if something is a little too far. You know what I'm saying?
It also, and look, it's like the old Carlin thing though too, man. It depends on how you do it. It
Yeah.
depends on how you do it, right? Because like this is what and I think Roxy has come around on this, but at Collider Live, we always used to have this conversation. It's like George Carlin said it best: anything can be funny, anything, but not anyone can make it funny.
1,000%.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I fully agree. There have been some. I think the best example of that I've seen is there have been a lot of jokes about like SA that have been done by women that like can be done well based on how that is.
Right.
I have only heard one SA joke by a man that was actually funny. I don't remember it, but it wasn't even from the standpoint of actually making light of the scenario. You know what I'm saying?
But that's literally what George Carlin goes into. He says, he talks about, he's like that, and he says like, I can prove it. He goes, picture Porky Pig and Elmer Fudd or something, whatever he says, and he's talking about. You go right, and he talks about the actual scenario, what he's saying, and you're like, okay, I get where he's going here. Anyway, Bobby, great Bobby Jackson. If a Doomsday trailer comes out with Avatar, do you think Sam will stay shielded before the movie comes out? Yeah, she doesn't watch trailers. She doesn't see nothing. She doesn't see nothing. I'm telling you, I still think I'll be able to keep her shielded from it because she just does not pay attention, and she turns Marvel stuff off when it comes out on the TV. So yeah, I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that we can. I know. I think we can keep her shielded from it. I do. Speaking of Sam, she was out this week, so we're Tuesday. We're probably going to release our Zootopia trailer movie reaction, and then we'll be back with Oppenheimer the following Friday. Okay,
what a double feature!
I know. Well, we were trying to finish it. Well, the double feature, Chris, was gonna be Oppenheimer on this Tuesday, and then Barbie on Friday because she's never seen it. I know.
Oh man.
I know. So I don't know. Raft's UK Raft and Jeremy Strong was robbed from what? What did he get robbed from?
Was he like actually robbed?
No, I don't know.
Or for an Emmy or.
Well, I know he's going to be. I mean, he's probably going to get nominated for Bruce. I don't know what. What did he get? What did he get robbed from?
Let us know the specific robbery.
I know you got to let me know. Okay.
I wish I knew.
94 so far. 94. Harv's K. Happy Halloween. Everyone loves Snickers and Reese's, but what's your most underrated candy? Mine is Milky Way, Midnight, and peanut butter Snickers. You took my peanut butter Snickers. You literally was going to say peanut butter Snickers is they're in my house. My wife is like, this is bad news. Like they're like, yeah, that's it. You guys?
Birthday cake Kit Kats.
Ooh.
It's essentially like a white chocolate with like funfetti.
That's good.
Nice. I like 100 grand.
Oh, that's good. Those are good too. That's good too.
I love those.
You know what I used to love, but they don't make them anymore?
What?
Is peanut butter Twix.
Oh.
I used to love those.
I just
love
don't
a
like
Twix.
I'm not a big peanut butter and candy fan.
I love it.
I like peanut butter as peanut butter, but for some reason, peanut butter and candy taste. I know peanut butter is artificial. I know that sounds weird. It just tastes artificial. It doesn't taste like peanut butter.
Okay.
That's why I can't get into Reese's Cups. Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Next on Down to Earth, new evidence of aliens appear in the cage. So, yeah, we did that today. Michael, how does one suck a piece of cheese? Carefully, and also, and also fold it. Fold it up. Fold it up. Mike
if we go
Joyce.
into it, we'll get demonetized.
True that. Mike Joyce. Emma Stone really shaved her head. You're doing, Mike. This is your eighth. This is like your eighth shaved the head super chat about this movie. This is the same question he's asked everybody. Emma Stone really shaved her head for Begonia looks stunning. Would Winston and Chris shave their heads? I bet they could pull it off. He just replaced the names.
He really wants to know if everybody would do it.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, as a black man, I've had a lot of fades in my life. I just know that the whole time y'all have seen me, I'm at this particular stage in life that both my dad and my brother eventually started to bald. So as long as my hairline is intact, I'm gonna have long hair.
Sure.
And then, knock on wood, the day never comes and I get my maternal grandfather's side where he didn't get bald until he was like 90. I'm trying to hold on to this as long as possible. So in theory, yes, but you're not going to probably see a fade from me for a while.
Well, you'll be surprised to know I haven't had a lot of fades myself, but it's not something I've done.
You've never done the big chop?
No, I haven't done the big chop. But if they gave me Emma Stone money, of course I would shave my head. What?
Right.
A buddy of mine had to shave his head for a commercial, and they gave him so much money because he had a huge fro,
Right.
and he got paid bank. So yeah, I would do it.
You
I'm a
gave
shill.
the same exact answer that Steph gave. Yeah. Johnny Patrizza, what was your favorite part of Demon Slayer from season 1? I always liked the Zenitsu fight, first fight against the Spider Demon. That was pretty great. I liked what he did there. I'd probably still say that episode when our main dude had to move the rock, cut through the rock, and he had those two.
That was really good. I think probably my favorite was the battle with the weird twins, or the two kids, the one with the arrows and the one with the balls, and that kind of him trying to figure that out mid fight and all that. I really enjoyed that one for some reason.
Another Slayer question here. Yoshimitsu, hope I'm not too late. Don't watch the first Demon Slayer movie. It's just a shortened version of season 2. Watch season 2 instead. It flows better. You're the only person I've actually heard say that. Most people have told us to just watch episode 1 and then watch the movie because those other episodes just like a couple added scenes. And I'll tell you, we want to, and here there's a couple different reasons. One, we want to be able to knock through it, and I've been pretty clear about this. We're going to finish it because Winston and I are really enjoying it, but it is losing me a lot of money. This is not financially smart for me to continue to do it, and I am. So I'm not doing 2 episodes if I can watch a movie. So we're gonna watch the movie instead. Because I love watching the show, but man, we barely even cracked like 6,000 last episode. It's rough. It's really rough. Yeah, I want to put Winston on other movies, and so unfortunately I'm probably just not gonna do anime anymore because just no one's really caring for me to see it. So
that's a damn shame. The only thing I can say is if I'm fully able to get my stuff up and running, maybe as far as me and you going an anime journey, maybe I'll do it over on mine or something, and I'll eat the cost.
Hey, Mr. CJ.
Christian, speaking of Miss Famke, I'm surprised she was on your list as favorite henchman. Killer thighs. I know. She's just awesome. I really, what's funny is that I said this yesterday on the show. We were talking. I was like, we both found it. We were both in New York, and we're like, "Why didn't we do this in person?" She's like, "We should have done this in person." And I looked at the camera and looked at her team. I said, "Come on, team." because it's like they set it up for virtual. I was like, let's do in person. So next time she's promoting something, we're going to do it in person. So she was great. Really enjoyed talking to her a lot. She was cool, very cool lady. My cat, Frankenstein in theaters, amazing, 9 out of 10. I got to see it. You guys see it yet?
No, not yet.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Robbie M. If Lanterns is ahead, a Nova show with Richard Rider and Sam Alexander can be interesting. Hope you guys have a good Halloween. I'll be sleeping. Take a good nap. I'd love to.
I want
that show.
So
yeah,
bad.
Dude,
the show too, but I want a nap.
I'm Scrooge. I'm Scrooge on Halloween. I really am.
Are
It's
you?
like, not in the way that I'm like, get out of here, you damn kids. Like I give kids candy and everything too, and I want to walk around with it. I just want it to be over. I want it to be over. Like I want it. Like if I could, I would go to sleep in my room and just put headphones on so I don't hear the doorbell and feel bad. But I don't do that. I feel bad if I don't answer the doorbell because these little kids are just so excited, and I love seeing people get excited, and it's like they're being kids, and they have this cool tradition where I live though that I really do like. I'll be honest with you, because I'm such like a I guess skeptical old grouch that always think the worst in people, right? So I'm like, so the bell rings in my house, and I look through my Ring camera and I see this kid run away. I'm like, what did that little asshole do? Like a little ring and run, little asshole. There's a tradition in this town. These little kids, they come in, they drop candy for you, and they leave it, and they don't want you to see, and they hide. They gotta get out of the way before you open the door, and because they're dropping it off to my kids, and here I am thinking the worst of people, and it's the most adorable tradition in the world. It's heaven. I know
you are still the quintessential just New Yorker. Like you want?
What do you want? And then
that's nice.
So this little kid hiding behind a tree, and I'm like, "What are you doing, you little prick? You pissing in my tree?" I'm like, "No, I want to see if I got candy corn."
I just wanted to make sure you had some candy on Halloween.
No, it's like
I'm so sorry. Please don't hit me.
Wasn't used to it. I'm used to LA, man. Bunch of dicks. These kids were nice. These kids are sweet kids.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
oh God.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Let's see. You guys are real close. You guys are currently tied with Kalinowski and Rox.
Oh no, Mas.
Let's go.
Mas.
Yes, boy. Christian, why wifey doesn't like you saying Arjona? Did you guys hear this story?
No.
This is even better. So we're watching this movie. I won't go into the full review of it. It's called Splitsville. It's an interesting, but it's the bottom line is that the whole thing I was going into that these two guys that are in it, they're fine actors, but they're just like they're like very unknown. And one guy in the movie is married to Dakota Johnson. The other guy is married to Adria Arjona, and they are and it's a sexual movie and things are happening. And I'm like, this guy had to have directed this movie. I'm like, there's no way that he's getting cast in this role if he didn't direct it and write. And sure as hell, him and this guy both directed and wrote it, which more power to them. Like it was good, and that's what they. Speaking about someone who's writing a vehicle for myself, I completely understand and I get it. But we kept talking about it, and then the conversation started to come up with my wife and I were talking about it. I said, "Well, Adria Arjona and is up for Wonder Woman." I kept saying Dakota Johnson. She goes, "Why do you keep saying Adria Arjona? And why do you keep going Arjona?" She's like, "Why do you keep saying that?" I go, "I'm so used to it on my show." And she's like, "You have a crush on her?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Her name's just Adrian Arjona." And then the other day I said to my little one as we're putting her to sleep, and so Maisie, my little one, calls my wife in, and my wife goes, "What do you need, honey?" And she's like, "Are you a fan of Adria Arjona?"
And anytime, and I've learned, anytime that wifey want to hit you with that, you be like, "Yeah, well, I saw you looking at Michael B. Jordan a little extra long in Sinners, talking about 2 for 1. Get out my face. I'm gonna say Arjona as much as I want."
Arjona. Hey, Mr. CJ, I wish I knew. Indeed. Okay. Next one after that, we've got Go Pal, Bradley Cooper, Krumholtz as the brothers is twins casting.
Krumholtz is a dreamboat.
Oh! He's saying,
on, Bernard from the Santa Claus. That was a very formative crush.
Right? No, he's saying for is twin. Oh, it's twins casting. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. So you're right, Chris. Oh, I will say this. I'm so happy. This, and then look, and I said it yesterday. They very well could come back. They're the team that could do it. but I'm so glad that the Dodgers could go down in flames tonight. I'm so happy for it. Winston will not be going to a parade if it's up to me, but I've got good odds on the Blue Jays. Before it was so hilarious. I can admit Winston's a front runner. I'm
calling your wife right now and telling her that you said Harshona like 50 times in the show.
That's fine. I can tell you that I can admit that I can be a turncoat real quick. And what I did was I was like, yeah, you know what? If the Blue Jays make it to the World Series against Dodgers, I'm rooting for the Dodgers. And then I saw the Blue Jays were plus 220. I am now rooting for the Blue Jays. So there you go. And someone told me the other day, I'm still giving this person crap because I didn't screenshot their name. Betting against Ohtani, RIP. Oh yeah, how's 3-2 looking for you? Like I said, they still can come back.
Bitter about last year, still, bro.
No, I'm not talking about that. No, not at all. The Yankees blew that. I'm not farthest thing from bitter. But what I'm saying is that guy saying RIP because I like him a lot. I think he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. But they can come back. But watch your tongue when you're talking about me with betting. I'm not bad at it. All right.
That's I will give you credit. I've seen you lose one of like the 100 bets that have like happened.
Because I only do it like 3 times a year. And I only do it when I feel like I got like that's it. I'm not a gambler. I just know when to pick my shots. That's it. Robbie M. Apple and Warner Brothers have great partnership with F1, Ted Lasso, etc. Hope Apple comes in with a bid just to make it interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, but I can't see it happening. Armada. Hey, Willie. Who can guess where that's from?
I can't.
Young farts.
Young farts.
You are the 2 young farts.
Because all I can hear in my head is instead Robin Hood Men in Tights. Hey, Abbott.
Hey, Willie, I'm from Melmac. I need a cat. Alf.
Oh.
Dude, I never watched that show. Yeah, it was too young.
Sergio C. Happy Halloween. Let's go Blue Jays. Let's go Blue Jays. How about that? Now you're going to get me on board to say that. Sniff it, Dodgers. When's someone going to parade this year? All right, let's see.
I'm going to throw my own parade. Kiss my ass.
You should.
Look, the only thing that matters is that
Robbie M. Halloween costume idea for you, Christian. And us, a.k.a. Pig Boy. That'd be good, actually.
That would be, dude, all the games you've got now, too?
I know. I love him. He's great. He's really good.
He's wonderful.
Yeah. But yeah, it's too late now. It's too tell your sister it's too late. Zeus Fleming. Who's your favorite ginger pop culture's character? Andrew Santino.
Mary Jane Watson's up there.
That's a good one.
Jessica
Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit's fine ass. Absolutely. The Weasley twins over Ron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A number of them, man. I mean, Jean Grey.
I'll go with the problem. Remember the movie Problem Child?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go with that kid. Okay. B. Gill Studios.
Dead Fred would be another ginger.
Yeah. From what I heard from Cosmic Wonder is that Daredevil season 2 sets up Punisher and Spidey, which leads them into Spidey. Okay. I like Cosmic Wonder. Big time objective. Off topic. What if Doomsday is introduced in Man of Tomorrow? Big Chris Carr fan. The rest of y'all are okay. That's fair. That's fair. Introduced in Man of Tomorrow. If Doomsday is, I don't know. What do you think?
Introduced in Man of Tomorrow. What is
that?
Bring him back? Dude, I keep thinking Avengers Doomsday. It's like, how are you going to do that? They mean Doomsday the character.
Doomsday.
They better.
But they're gonna kill Superman again.
That just it seems a little early. Like what I don't want is that we keep rehashing the same storyline over and over. Don't give me the Phoenix Saga all bastardized for a third time. Don't. You did Doomsday in a shitty way in Batman v Superman. Don't immediately then in the second movie in your DC you're throwing out Doomsday yet again because it already feels like we're getting a little bit of dark side with Salvation.
Yeah,
because that was Desaad's training ground for the Parademons. So like let's not, please.
I agree. Yoshimitsu. Damn, I want Lakeith Stanfield as T'Challa.
I love Lakeith, but no.
Yeah, I'm not on there either. I like him a lot, but not for that role.
There are definitely things for him.
Yeah,
but
nah. And what is it? He's also he's a lot younger than I thought he was. He's a lot younger than I thought he was. Yeah,
I think he's like only 35.
34. Yeah, he's a lot younger. I thought he was like 40 at least, but I'm wrong.
Right.
Julius Wyatt, looks like I might owe Kristian $200 for John Chu getting snubbed. Obviously, a lot of time to go, but these reactions to the movies are ecstatic. I told you, don't bet against me.
What was the bet?
That John Chu would get nominated this year for Wicked Part 2.
Why? How?
Because he got snubbed in Part 1.
No, I understand that, but he thinks he's going to lose the bet already just because you're a good
bettor. No. There's a lot of buzz around Wicked Part 2 already.
Oh, and you're saying that you think he is going to get one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I agree with. I thought it was the opposite. And I was like, no, I think he's going to get one.
Definitely. He got snubbed because he got snubbed last time, and I think that people realize how bad he got screwed.
Oh, Mrs. Incredible, her redheaded ass.
What?
Yes.
But Mrs. Incredible, she's both redhead and she got ass.
Oh, you guys blew it. We already we know the goat. We have the goat.
Girls, leave the state of the world to the men. No, not a chance.
Good one too. But the goat is Pippi Longstocking. Krista became a YouTube member. Thank you, Krista. Zeus Fleming, Chris Carr is the queen of pop culture. There you go.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you guys have done it. You're at 105. Now, can you break a record here today? We shall see. 105 with still 30 minutes left to go.
Let's go.
All right. Justice Seymour. Winston, I think a DBZ Trunks-esque story for Black Panther's son could be interesting. Could be an almost inverse Captain America as being from the future.
I honestly think that could be a very interesting thing to do with that. And I don't think it would be that bad. So, yeah, I'm here for it.
C Black. Damson is lying. Was at the Wakanda fashion show.
It was the Vogue Worldwide, and there was a section for Wakanda, which is where the rumors kind of kicked back up because, as you mentioned, Diane Guerrero was dressed as her character Okoye.
Okay.
Tiana Taylor was another Dora Milaje, and then Angela Bassett went as Queen Ramonda.
Oh,
and
that's
so
cool.
Then he was a part of the show too in this garb.
So that's why I was getting the buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Bobby. This is Bobby Break. I love your Demon Slayer reaction on video. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it. Look, we love doing it. We can't wait to finish it. It's a lot of fun to do. We record it every Monday. We put it out on the weekend. It's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. The G-Man. Congrats on the Famke Janssen interview. Been a fan of her since Star Trek season 5. Perfect meet. She was cool, man. She was cool. I'm always loving what I always love, especially people I haven't spoken to before. I really do like the initial because they do these interviews all the time, and they're just like, they got to do not that she, but every person is just always like, okay, what am I in for here, right? So you always have to break the ice in the beginning, showing like, I got you, I got you. We're not. I'm talking to you, I'm not interviewing you. I'm talking to you, and she warmed up within a minute. Within a minute, you see it. You'll see it when I tell people to watch it. When you first see her, she'll be like, she's just ready for an interview, and then you see her start to like. I believe that you see where sometimes you'll see an interview, and you'll see the person that's supposed to be there in front of the camera, and if the right person is having a conversation, you see the person that you would have a coffee with cameras off, like. And I believe that that's what you'll see in about a minute for the rest of the interview. Wow. On this, she's really solid. She's a really good person to talk to. Derek Johnson, sorry I couldn't send so much more support. I hit the $2,000 limit for the week. Oh my goodness!
Damn!
For super chats according to YouTube, that's insanity.
$2,000.
Well, I know that.
What's your deal?
I know that.
What do you do for a living, and how do I do it?
Yeah.
Logan just got kicked to the curb.
Wait.
How do you feel about a pool boy named Logan? I need to know.
That is hilarious.
Holy shit!
Big time objective. Yeah, I saw Derek was going nuts on the hot mic too. He supports the show. It's a good show to support too. And he's a very supportive dude. Big time objective became a new YouTube member. Thank you. Big time. GoPal. Veronica Sawyer is hell of a pull for a 13 or 14-year-old. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she loves it. She loves she watches the musical, and she likes the movie. Winona Ryder's my aunt, her great aunt, but she's younger. We were at dinner the other night, and she said, "You know, you kind of look like Winona Ryder." To my it brightened her whole entire world. She loves Winona Ryder. Greenie from Oz. National socialism is building. Well, thank you, Greenie. Gopal, I love Heather's. It's so true. That movie. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, it's incredible. So fun.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Oh, did you already say Vivian Ward for Redheads?
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because that's your girl, bro.
Yeah, she does. I guess she is redheaded in that. It's true. That is true. Yeah. She literally says red. It's true. Gopal. Thank you. The G-Man. Fingers crossed, Christian, on the pilot meeting. Thank you so much. I'm pretty psyched. I'm pretty psyched. So Nathan Drake, I don't know if that Dodgers parade is going to happen this year. I hope you're right. Oh, it's got a picture of my wife just sent me a picture there at the Halloween parade right now with the little pug. It's really cute. She's adorable.
Text her back, Arjun.
I know, Arjun. That'll go over well. I'd like to actually maybe try to have sex tonight. Nathan Drake. I don't know if that Dodgers parade gonna happen. Yes, that's true.
Yo, Christian. The next time you are having sex, they go, huh? Arjun. Oh God, baby, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
oh,
sure.
God.
I'll be back in LA living on your couch. Okay. Greenie from Oz. I'm not anti-Semitic, but I was going to dress up. All right. Come on, Greenie. What are we doing here? Joey Pedras. Happy Halloween. Anyone here going to watch Begonia? Just watched it last night. I thought it was fantastic. Yargos has become a favorite. So I missed the screenings, but I'm waiting. The Critics' Choice app now is putting everything out. I'm starting to get hit with it. Last night, did you guys see, what's the one? Life of Chuck. Did you guys see that one?
I didn't.
That's the strangest reaction to a movie that I've had since what's the one? What was the sequel to Unbreakable? Split.
Yes.
Well, so when I saw Split, I was watching that movie, and right into the end of that movie, I was like, I don't like this movie. And then the reveal happens, and oh my God, I love this movie because it all made sense quick. I had the same experience with this movie. I was watching the movie, and the whole time I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? And then all this stuff is happening. And then by the end of it, I'm like, you didn't tell it. What is that? I don't know what that is. And then it ends. I'm like, I don't like this. And then I looked into it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Is that what I actually think that means? And then I Googled it to double check I was right about what I thought it means. And it was. I said, oh, I think I like that movie. And so it's interesting. So I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But I watched that. I watched the Penguin Lessons, which I really liked a lot. Really like that one. That's one I would recommend. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that dropped, but I do want to see Begonia a lot.
Yeah. I didn't like Kinds of Kindness.
Which one is that?
That was the last Yorgos movie where it was all the kind of vignettes.
Oh, right.
And that one was a rough watch for me.
Yeah.
But I really loved, was it Poor Souls? Unfortunate.
Poor Things.
Poor Things. Right? Thank you. I was just quoting The Little Mermaid instead.
Sure. I love Poor Things. Love that movie.
Excited about Begonia.
That's my only Yorgos movie that I like, to be honest with you.
Was Poor Things?
Yeah.
Because I don't like The Favorite. I think I started.
Oh no, Favorite. Sorry, I did like The Favorite. I did like that movie. I'm sorry. I don't like The Lobster.
Fair.
Oh, Lobster's weird.
Yeah, not a lobster fan.
No, I was not a fan of The Favorite. I was until we got about 90 minutes in, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be way too long, and it was. And then I went from this is great to I hated this movie.
That's fair. I liked it. I did like it, but I can understand that. Joey Pedras, happy Halloween. Thank you too, Joey. Oh, wait, you just said that already. You did that. Yes. So there we go. Yagos. Okay, Trey Porter. Julia Roberts is still pulling Aaron Brockovich numbers for a salary after 25 years. Crazy. Shout out to her. If you can still pull it, if her team's getting her 20 million to do that movie, then holy moly. But that is also on the studio to say we can't pay you $20 million. Like everybody is, I think, not everybody, but that even the person who wrote the question, I think it's unfair to say, hey, she should have taken a pay cut. That's her price tag. it is maybe more irresponsible for if you don't, because there's no world that movie should have cost $85 million, and there's no world that movie's going to make $85 million in the movie theater. We're not in that time. I don't care who's in it, that you pay someone $20 million to do it. It's not her fault. That's her price tag. So, if you can still get that for, again, she's an icon at this point, from what she's been doing. So if she can do it, she can do it. All right.
Because is she doing a lot of movies right now?
She's been doing a lot more recently, but she's been doing a lot of streaming stuff. This is like her first theatrical in a while, but she's been doing a lot of streaming. So I cannot imagine. Well, maybe I can imagine. That's actually not true. I was going to say I can't imagine streaming paying that, but of course they do. It's Netflix. They're probably paying that plus more.
They're probably hitting her with it's a shooting schedule amount of like maybe 2 movies, but then they're paying her, an absurd number to say, here's a down payment on a bunch of stuff. Can you just come and do a couple things here and there? You know what I'm saying? Like, good for her.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Armada. The dog costumes are hilarious. Which ones?
I think maybe the fact that your baby girl is going as a pug.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay. Let's see. Next one is, again, thank you. That one's not bad, Greeny. Thank you. 114. Connor Mullis. Hello, Winston and friends. Leedle deedle. Leedle deedle deedle.
Leedle deedle dee.
Yoshimitsu. Saw the Begonia trailer before Frankenstein. I didn't know it was a Save the Green Planet remake. Now I'm actually interested in seeing it.
Oh.
I want to.
I didn't know it was a remake.
Me either. Greeny coming in hot now. Look at that, Greeny. Thank you. That was very
what
nice.
is that?
Bald lady friend.
Dang.
It was very nice. Thank you, Greeny. That was very, very
$1 trillion.
Yes. Vicious. That was awesome, Greeny. Thank you so much. Vicious Soldier. Chris Carr. Halloween movie for you to check out if you haven't seen it. Has a Scooby-Doo vibe. Very funny. Onyx, the Furiosus, and the Talisman of Souls.
Wait, is that the one that has that? This is such a dumb thing. Is that the one with the guy who would do like the fake news interviews? And you can't respond to me. You can put it in chat, I guess, where he would just be like, the souls of the demons are coming to get us. I think I've seen a trailer for this. I don't know. You just message me.
Jalen Turner. Hey, Willie. People just want to hear, hey, Willie. Oh, my God. It's my favorite. I got to be careful. I got a text and I was going to say it out loud, and I said, no, I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, let's see. Next one after that. Zeus Fleming. Has anyone done an acting job and had a segment of the audience complain about the way you said something? How'd you deal with it? Asking for a friend.
Has anyone ever
when
done
has
an
the
acting
audience
job and
not complained about me?
Complain about the way you said something. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
An acting job? Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
I'm not sure.
Tell them to go F themselves. I mean, here's the thing. If it is everybody saying something, then maybe take a look. But if your director is saying it's fine, if a majority of the audience is rocking with it, if you feel good about what you did, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next one after that is Connor Mullis. Guess what I'm eating? Hot dog with cheese. Oh,
I was just gonna say a piece of cheese.
Yeah, there you go. Probably. I think you're probably right. The Lil Yankee. Support for Christian's Roger from American Dad costume earlier. Thank you. Have a safe and great spooky celebration tonight. You too, Lil Yankee. Appreciate that. Let's go Blue Jays. Connor Mullis. If you guessed Buffalo Wild Wings bone in Nashville hot wings, you'd be incorrect. I'm eating pizza. Oh, dude, I had some really good. So I have not been eating. I like a lot of pizza lately because I've been like today. I've been eating rice bowls and chicken and all that kind of stuff. But last night was my anniversary with my wife, so we went out to this little Italian restaurant. Thank you. And man, like this little, there was like I got a pizza at this place, Italian restaurant pizza, and it was so good. I'm like, I almost destroyed the whole pizza by myself. My wife had a pesto pasta, but it was delish. Okay, thank you there, Connor. I appreciate it. Okay, next one after that. Again, 117 right now. Huge. Connor also follows it up and says, in the end of time, there was a man who knew the road and the legend was written on the stone. Facts. The G-Man. Krumholtz in 10 Things I Hate About You. Fuck the world.
For the win.
Daniel Solorzano. You three are the best. Have a wonderful day. Again, Chris.
World.
Again,
for
Chris.
the win. What?
Chris, again, someone who would be happy to see children putting candy on their porch, and someone who is expecting the worst. Bobby Jackson, did you cover Netflix is preparing a bid for Warner Brothers? I mean, that's been in the news, but are they really going to get close? I do not think that they're going to outbid Ellison. I don't think it's going to happen. Okay. You guys, do you think anything different? No.
I feel like Ted's doing his own thing.
They're pushing in a different direction. I just don't see it. I honestly think that the best potential bid, if it's going to happen, is Apple, because Apple kind of has a, you don't give a F, and why not?
Right.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Bobby Jackson, will you be doing a Fallout reaction before season 2 starts? If I do, I'll do it by myself, to be honest, because I've been holding back on the team stuff right now, because it's like, maybe it's just because it's October, but like, it just, some of these they're just not hitting. The stuff with the Nolan stuff is hitting, you know. I could have sworn that, you know, it would have done well with Ming, did okay. So I gotta kind of pick my moments and see in November, December. But Fallout, I'll probably do it by myself. Big time objective. I absolutely love Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Batman. I would love anime or game based on these characters. It'd be fun. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, the Absolute series have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you seen the imagery of Absolute Joker, Kristian?
No, someone told me about it though. It's
Google
crazy,
that
right?
real quick.
Yes.
It is.
I know. I heard. Who was telling me about it? I heard about it. It's like,
maybe Coy. Did you see him at NY Comic Con?
No, it wasn't Coy. It was literally like someone yesterday. Who was talking about it? Because it was like because Batman comes from, he's not rich.
He was but kind of just born poor on the streets. His mom is still alive,
and Joker's kind of like he's
like a demon,
right? What was that? Where did I hear that from? I heard that yesterday somewhere. I don't remember where. Okay, C Black, over under Doomsday make over 1.5. The time that we live in, I'm gonna go under.
Feel under, yeah.
Let me see what Avatar does. Let me see what the trailer does.
Yeah.
Let me see a number of things just to see where the market's at, and then I will answer that question.
Bobby Jackson, who are you gonna do Stranger Things reaction with? Most likely my wife, because she's actually all caught up.
My wife.
Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, next one. After that one, we have 118. Wonderful. Let's see. All right, I'm trying to see if there's more. Alex, just sending support for my favorite crew: Batgirl, Superwoman, and Kristian. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll take it. Let's see. In this one, Vincent Zawada, Winston Chris, most emotional anime moment for you?
Oh boy. Maybe either Naruto saying goodbye to his parents, specifically to his dad after near the end of the series, or honestly, the end of episode 1 of Attack on Titan. Good God.
Ooh,
don't ruin it for me.
I won't. That's why I just said that. Just the end of the first episode.
All right.
I was gonna say Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh,
if you know, you know. And then honestly, just because I'm a wreck, watching the first 2 episodes of My Hero Academia, the final season, I was sobbing.
Dude, every time Deku does some ish, I'm just like, you could hear.
You make that noise, that'll scare me too. Go pal. I feel like if someone greenlit a movie for 85 million, then you have to pay people full price. That's not a little indie where you beg for discounts. I mean, look, it's if you take her salary out of it, the movie costs $65 million to make. But plus, however, there's no world that Michael Stolberg is getting $20 million. There's no world. I mean, Andrew Garfield probably was expensive too. You know, he probably, not $20 million, but he probably cost at least 5, if not more. So yeah, I mean, if I'm the producer of that movie or the studio, I mean, I guess, the problem is it was Amazon that was making the movie. So you can't, if you're Amazon, it's one thing when I'm going out, I'm telling you guys, hey, we're going to crowdfund this pilot and we're going to do this thing because we're going to build it. We're going to try to do what we can do. We're going to try to make the pilot. We're going to try to have a finished product, and then we're going to try to sell it and get a streaming service to pay for the rest of the season. We can do that, right? You guys know I can't just pull out funds from out of nowhere and make a show. If Amazon goes, hey, we're trying to cut some costs, you're like, screw you. If you're Amazon, you know what I mean? It's not like A24 to it. It's Amazon. If Amazon's making the movie, and you're like, hey, we want to try to cut some costs. Like, you're Amazon. It didn't. What did it really cost you? Carver Tate, Chris, thank you for being you. Your warm, friendly voice is exactly what I needed today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very nice.
That's really sweet. I know I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm really glad that some of you really vibe with me. So thank you so much. That means a lot.
I feel like here you are kind of everybody's.
You hope, but statistically, I mean, like 10% of the population doesn't like Tom Hanks. So
that's true. That's true.
A whole 10%?
A whole 10% on average. Like that's just a
Fish Soldier. You're correct, Chris. Great movie.
Okay. Yeah. That guy seems like such a fun weirdo. I'll check that out.
Yeah. Bobby Jackson, no shade to me, but I bet if you did a reaction to Winston, you rack up the views. It doesn't matter who's in it. It doesn't matter who's in it. It's the algorithm, dude. It doesn't matter who's in it. I'm telling you, it really doesn't, because like when it comes to some of these, like we were just talking about it, Luke and I today, there's a channel that I know got over 1 million subscribers, does live streams, barely hits 800 to 1,000 views an episode. And it's not that their audience isn't interested. The audience doesn't know they're going live. And it's like, it's insane. It's insane. And
what's like, also the point of the notification button if they don't know? What the hell?
It's nuts. Oh, that's what. Thank you, Joseph Ashley. This is where I heard this from. It was on my member show. That's right. Someone told me on the members stream yesterday. I had a member stream. I'd jumping back and forth. Oh, you know what sucks? This is, and I got to actually jump on a call in a second here. But we were shooting this thing. Mark Coleman, who's a legend of the UFC, he was on with Sarah yesterday, but his reception was so bad. It was like we can't. It's like an unusable interview. The whole thing sucked. It was a freaking hour, and it was terrible. GoPal. Don't Amazon budgets look inflated because they don't pay residuals? They get whatever they get up front, but nothing going forward. I mean, true, but still, it's still Amazon.
Streaming residuals are weird.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. Did it 120, guys. Hell of a run here. Derek Johnson, thank you. Everybody who contributed, thank you very much.
Favorite holiday of the year.
Yeah, there you go. It's gonna be even you're gonna hate it even more after the Dodgers lose tonight.
I mean, look, I hope that you get a little scared, a little fright. I'll
tell you right now, and I said this, and I'll be very clear about this. I am by no means thinking it's a done deal. The Dodgers could easily win 2 games in Toronto. They really could. They're that good of a team. But I just want to bring it up. But have a happy holiday to everybody. Chris Carr, where can the people find you?
Oh, gosh, you can find me over at Two Filthy Casuals Pod. On YouTube, we actually dropped me watching Trick or Treat for the first time. There's a reaction video as well as us talking about that afterwards. You can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. And then the big thing, you guys, is on Saturday, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm teaching an Intro to VO boot camp, and I have just observation spots for $35. So if you are a little mic shy, if you just want to kind of dip your toe in and see if you're interested in voiceover, $35. Speakfriendstudio.com. You can come to a 4-hour Intro to VO boot camp.
Sorry. Want to finish? I thought you were wrapping up. What did you say? The end? Yeah.
It's going to be fun. That's all.
All right. Winston A. Oh. I don't know. I lost him too.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, wait.
I just couldn't stop laughing.
What's going on? So where are you going? What's where can they find you?
You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on all platforms. Here on YouTube, in particular, Mondays, the Blurred Breakdown, the Pop Culture Show for when you need to know, see what happened was. On Tuesday, Spill the Tequila with John Roque. On Wednesdays, Blurs in the Hood, myself and Jay Washington. Obviously here every Friday. And we've been doing our Demon Slayer reactions. And as Christian mentioned, we are moving on to season 2. So come and watch us do that. And then we'll be back the following week with the movie, the first movie, Mugen Train.
That's coming up real soon. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Apple Podcasts. Please check us out on Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. And click out the Clips channel. We'll have more updates for the pilot, hopefully soon. Hopefully on Monday or Tuesday. Should have some more updates, but that's it. I hope you have a great Halloween, great weekend. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all on the flip side. Bye-bye.